Kamala Harris and Donald Trump faced off in their first presidential debate Tuesday night at the National Constitution Center in Philadelphia, with less than 2 months until the election. Both candidates aimed to make their case to voters in a closely contested race. Before we break it down, get into the nitty-gritty of it, I'm just curious, what were your initial thoughts watching the debate, Nirati?
I think I was looking at it more from the lens of comparing it to Trump's debate with Biden. I know a lot of people have different views on it, but I feel like it was definitely a lot better. I think it wasn't as disappointing. And I mean, they had their moments where they definitely attacked the other person a lot, but I think there was not enough, but still a lot more substance and facts, even if they were wrong, that were used to back up each person's argument. So I think there were a lot of things that I was disappointed with and a lot of topics that I wanted to see discussed that weren't discussed. But I think as a whole, it was a bit better.
What topics did you want to see discussed that they didn't get to?
So one of my main concerns is that neither of them really touched on the environment much. There was, I think, one question about it. But even in their answers, I don't feel like there was any productive plan or anything. They both really kind of attacked each other on that. And I feel like as soon as it ended, I didn't have a clear idea of what each person's plan was for the environment.
Yeah, they dedicated a very small amount of time to the environment. I wish it's in one of the clips that we're talking about, but it was so small that I just didn't include it. There was much more really substance in other categories. Yeah. How do you think each candidate did?
I think I
hate to put you on the spot. Now you're like, I don't want to be unbiased or I don't want to be biased.
It's hard for me, I would say, to not get offended by some of the things Trump has said and did say during the debate. I think I saw Harris kind of capitalizing on what people criticize Trump for a lot, whether it's the fact that he lost in 2020 or the fact that he has been found guilty of sexual abuse and
found liable. I think it's an important distinction that Kamala herself made. Liable. I mean, I'm not trying to defend Trump here, but I just want to make sure the terminology is correct.
Yeah. Thank you for correcting me. But
you don't want to get sued. Trump likes to sue, so.
But yeah, I found that she kind of capitalized on that a lot. Convicted felon, all of that. I think personally, I can't vote, so there wasn't much convincing that needed to be done. I was kind of.
You're not even a voter?
No.
Oh my gosh. Oh geez.
Was I supposed to let you know? I'm sorry about that.
No. I think that's hilarious. I love that, actually. I mean, I'm assuming that you're going to be a voter very soon, but maybe not this election. I can just see the YouTube comments just like on fire right now going, why the hell do we even care? She can't vote. That's hilarious. I love that though, because that means that our national conversation is all about giving representation a little more to Gen Z. And some members in Gen Z just can't vote right now, but that doesn't mean they're not voting very soon. And some of them already can. It's going to be a sizable voting demographic moving forward. So it's going to be good to get your opinion on it, I think.
I'm surrounded by a lot of people who can vote. And
you've got their ear.
Huh? Yeah.
You're in their ear. You're like, don't vote for this guy. Okay.
I think I get to hear what kind of influences their decisions a lot. I interact with millennials, Gen X, a lot of people from different generations who can vote. So I think I've been hearing what influences their decisions, but also I've been trying to make up my mind on what's important to me versus what isn't as much. But yeah.
Well, I mean, all the policy content writers that I talked to said you were very smart. So I think even if you can't vote right now, that doesn't mean you're not as capable of talking about the debate as many other people that can vote. Also, the fact that you can't vote, maybe that works in our favor because you really are truly kind of non-biased. Like, you're not going to be voting for either of these candidates, so you can kind of look at it more objectively.
Yeah. I mean, I hope I'm able to do that, yeah.
Well, let's see, let's get down to it. And what's typical of presidential debates at this point, the thing most people talked about the next morning had nothing to do with policy, but instead the drama, or theatrics in this case, a simple handshake. Here, take a look.
So let's now welcome the candidates to the stage. Vice President Kamala Harris and President Donald Trump.
Kamala Harris. Let's have a good debate.
Nice to see you. Have fun.
Thank you.
Welcome to you both. It's wonderful to have you. It's an honor to have you both here tonight.
She made a beeline to the center stage. He made a beeline right to the podium. So, what'd you think of that exchange?
I saw so much on social media about it right after. I don't know. I don't know if people are reading too much into it. I feel like, I guess it speaks to their character, but also you could kind of tell, like, Harris was like proud of herself after that. I think I'm honestly not even sure what to think about it.
I wonder how like detailed these. I can't imagine that the practicalities and the logistics of these debate aren't like detailed down to like the very the smallest of details. But however, I was thinking about this, and I actually went and I looked at. Because I think we forget that when Trump last, and I didn't watch, you know what, I should have rewatched the Trump Biden debate to see how they interacted at first. But I know the Trump, that before that, it was COVID, so they didn't handshake.
Yeah.
And before that, he had no problem coming out to center stage and shaking Clinton's hand. Did you remember how the encounter went with Biden?
No, I actually don't.
I think Biden got lost on the way to the podium. He had to usher him to the podium. No. That's a low blow for Biden. Actually, now that he's a lame duck, he's much more fun. So did you see him with the video of him wearing the Trump hat and the guy going, "Can you sign it?" And he goes, "I don't know who I am."
There's concern over what he's doing now.
Yeah, he's relishing in it. Yeah, so I was thinking about this from the perspective of, COVID was the last series of debates where they went right to the podium. And so I just think it was a miscommunication. I think people will read what they want to about this. I think it's, like the viral moments are always the moments that have nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
So it's a shame that we're leading the show talking about this simply because I want to get it out of the way.
Yeah, it got so much attention online, but I feel like reading into it, I think it kind of shows, and especially the fact that a lot of people are saying Trump doesn't want another debate. I think it kind of shows, you can say it shows his reluctance to be there. I guess maybe he was nervous, or I also think Kamala Harris was a bit eager to go into this debate because she's been wanting to debate him, and also I think she wanted to get her voice out there. I know a lot of people online and people who I've spoken to were I'll have to see what she says at the debate, or they were saying this debate kind of means a lot to my vote. So I think she wanted to get what she had to say out there, especially because from the Democrats, it's been Biden talking.
Yeah, she's chomping at the bit to have this debate. But also, I think we have to remember this is the first time these two candidates have ever met. Yeah. So I think she thought the reasonable thing to do is to introduce myself, but Trump's just we're just here to debate, let's get down to business. Yeah. Although I do want to point out, people say Trump was really standoffish or rude or whatever, but he did shake her hand and he said, "Nice to see you, have fun." So yeah. I do think we saw that beyond this strongman exterior, that he's still capable of being okay, we're gonna have fun. There's still a person there. I think sometimes we forget, but I think you could make a case that we saw in that brief moment we saw a softer side of Trump that I actually think he should showcase more.
I think he's been trying to show that to not to go off on a tangent, but he's been his granddaughter. He's been getting her to speak more on social media. She's been talking about her grandfather so much, I think, and everyone was I love to see the side of Trump. I want to see him as a person. This is really sweet and all of that. So I I guess that goes along with his whole thing of trying to show him as a person more.
Yeah, he's got many faces, but depending on the situation he's in. We talked, I think it was last week on his podcast. He's on his podcasting circuit trying to show all the bros that he's just one of the guys. And those have been like interesting conversations, to say the least. I'm not going to get. We went into the specifics last week. We don't have to do it now. I think now that we've covered the handshake longer than the actual handshake itself, we can safely move on. Talk about the debate itself.